Hi everyone, Hillary here with Wild Orange Emporium. Thanks for stopping by my channel. This is my what sold video for the week, and oh my gosh, I write the my little script, my notes during the day on Friday and adjust if there's any sales. And I usually, like I said, work between like 9 and 3:30. So at 3:30 I shut everything down and went and made dinner, and then boop, 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 flashing news alert. I had Did I get you? I had 5 sales last night between 5 and I think it was 11 o'clock, 11:30. It's crazy. So my notes basically said I had a slow week, and then bam, it just hit like crazy. It's pretty exciting. So I had a ton to ship out this morning, so I've been busy. Anyway, so for this video, it's a highlight of what sold, and where I got it, why maybe I purchased it, or why my sister maybe picked stuff up, because I sell a lot of her items that she finds from the bins. So if you enjoy shopping at the bins, that sort of thing. And I also just want to say again, go Bengals. I'm representing my Ocho Cinco, Chad Johnson. Someone was joking that I should sell it. I think they're going for about 50. My husband has a Carson Palmer one. It's going for about 12. I'm going to keep it. But we're very excited here in Cincinnati to be able to play against the Chiefs. I don't know if any of you remember that Snickers commercial. Oh, look it up. When the guy paints the wrong name on the end zone. Okay. So let's talk about what sold this week. I think everybody spent their Christmas money last week. The week before, when I had the big sales. And then everybody must have got paid last night. That's why I had 5 sales go through. We were watching a show, and my phone just kept ding, ding, ding. So on Etsy, still goose eggs. I have 35 items listed. And like I said before, it really helps to have higher quantity. The odds are in your favor if you have a higher quantity of items. But also, Etsy's going to be slower because most of the items will be vintage. They have to be vintage because I'm not making stuff. We all know I'm craft challenged and math challenged. Could you just say I'm challenged, or am I challenging? Depends on who you're talking to. A lot of extra dialogue today. Facebook Marketplace was originally a 0. And what's funny, it's like Alexa's listening to me, because I told my husband I'm doing the cross-posting with List Perfectly, and I thought, why not put some more on Facebook Marketplace? I finally have shipping as an option, and I don't know if you have to prove yourself or have so many listings before you can do shipping. Who knows? I haven't had shipping for a year on there. Maybe you can remark, did you finally get shipping on yours? But anyways, it showed up, so I thought, okay, I'll try it. And then I was cross-listing, like I said, cross-posting, and I wasn't selling anything yet. 2-3 weeks? Am I impatient? Selling anything yet, so I'm like, okay, I'm not going to put so many things on there, maybe one a day, because I'm going to focus on the platforms that make me money, because, time is money. And bam, last night, I finally sold something on there. It's, and I probably won't have a picture. It's a seat cover for $15. Curtsy, I finally sold 2 items on Curtsy this week. Mercari, I had 4. Poshmark, I had 5. And eBay went from 10 to 13. So most of my items last night were on eBay, 3 of them. For a grand total, I don't know what my new grand total is. What's 19 plus 5? 24. Seriously, you use it, you don't use it, you lose it. Oh my gosh, I should just stop while I'm ahead. So, remember to be consistent with your listings. I think my last video, I did not have the word of the day. So here are my highlights in no particular order. I also realized when I record in the afternoon, my coffee has kicked in. So I'm a little more of a chatty Cathy. Also, I have to show, this is my thrifted Portland mug. Isn't that cool? I actually got it in Lexington, Kentucky. I love finding stuff from Oregon out here. Okay, so my highlights of what sold. Curtsy. I sold the Disney gingerbread ears for $27. I had ordered these. We went to Disney in December. I'd ordered these for my younger daughter, and they never came in time, so she didn't get to wear them. I was really surprised that they sold, and that maybe someone's a collector, because I would think they would not sell again until Christmas time, but they sold. So I also just did their relisting, or kind of like on Poshmark reposhing. So that was super easy. Just recycled the pictures that were already used before and sold them. Next on Poshmark, this is COS, C-O-S, or COS. I don't know how to pronounce it. This is a wool blend top. It was found by my sister in one of her bins, so it's in the bin haul. I might look for the clip for that one and put it up there. So I would encourage you, if you do like to go to the bins, or even as you are going to the thrift stores, most items that are made of wool or a wool blend, especially cashmere, typically have a good resale value. But things you have to watch out for with wool is holes all over, and especially little moth holes. And one of the tricks you can do, is hold it up to the light, in the store, better if you're outside, and just look for little holes. Check underneath the armpits, anywhere the stitching comes together, but then just random holes too. And a good rule of thumb as you're learning to resell is, when I've been to the bins a few times, I don't wear gloves. I know people say that's gross, but really having the tactile feel of the fabric, your brain will pick up on that. And I've talked about this in other videos too. But just like if you were on an assembly line, your brain will pick up the anomalies faster than you realize it. So your hands, your tactileness will pick up on those fabrics before you even look at the label sometimes. And if you are new, try to find some items in the thrift store and that are made of different fabrics, and see if you can feel the difference. Sometimes silk, because my fingers are usually typically dry, they will snag a little more. It'll snag a little more on silk than it does like on polyester. But there are so many cool materials out there. But if something feels just slightly different when you're going through the clothes, stop, look at it, and see, why did your hand stop? Why did it feel different? And you can learn your fabrics, and your brain will connect. I don't know. That's how it always helps me. So also, as I continue to make these videos and make them more valuable to you, I know that Mogi Beth does a great job teaching us about, us resellers, about new brands. So I'm sure that's where Chelsea saw this, or Jack and Ryan, some kids in Minnesota, I think it is. They have great, they teach about, different brands. So I looked up COS, and it's a sustainable company that's trying to go all organic, all recycled, just, zero waste sort of thing. They're from Australia. They're based in Australia, which makes sense if they have wool, because I think there's more sheep in Australia than there are people. So you also get a little social studies lesson. Anyways, no math. Let's see, what was the other thing? No memory, but you can have social studies while you're here. Next is on Poshmark was this Trina Turk top. This was from my El Ducho haul, and I will leave that link up there, and my seamstress repaired it. But I washed it, and it still had a stain on the back of the neck. And I think I put it in there. Could wash out, may not, but also that someone had long hair, you totally wouldn't be able to see it. So, oh, now I'm blanking. Hopefully it'll show up here in the picture. I think I took an offer for $45 on it, but it's a beautiful blouse, lovely blouse, and was glad to sell it. This is a video full of tips. Before I go further into the highlights for eBay, January is a great month to do an inventory check or update your listings. And so what I would do is take a tub. Next time you sell something, whatever tub that is that you're grabbing, kind of look through it and visually check and see if you've seen those items recently when you're going through your eBay account. And if you haven't, then I would go through each item as long as you have time. If you do a tub every few days, don't stress yourself out about it. Double check that those items are still listed. And I think there's been a few videos, Harry Tornado and some other people talk about, listings disappearing. And I feel like every time they do a new update or thing, some of my listings they just kind of disappear. I'm like, I haven't seen that in a while, like through the listings. I constantly go through my listings, probably about 10 listings a day to lower the price, add promotion, double check it's in the right category. So I kind of have an idea of what I have in my inventory, what I've already listed. So it just kind of helps you make sure, oh, this has disappeared. You need to take pictures again. You need to get it relisted, that sort of thing, just so you know what's going on in your store. And I have been enjoying using the List Perfectly and going through my inventory slowly, because January is typically less sales, as we know, as you can see, and you don't want to be doing this during Q4 when you're at the height of Christmas time. So secondly is to check and make sure as you're going through these items, make sure they're listed in the right category, or even redefine your category, niche down sort of thing. For instance, I just recently listed a fishing vest. Now, it could have showed up in men's vest. Well, sure, it's a man's vest, but probably needs to be in sporting equipment under fishing vests. eBay has that fine tune of categories. It's going to sell a lot quicker if it's in the fishing vest category than if it's in the men's vest category. Poshmark, Mercari, Poshmark might have some of those details. I'm sure Etsy probably does. Etsy seems to have some really, really good category details. So that's just a suggestion. Just double check. It doesn't hurt. I mean, really, if it takes you 3 minutes for one item, 3 minutes is not a big deal to get it sold. So whenever it's also slow for you, it's a great time to look over your areas. Because we're in my house, I mostly have the basement, but I do have different parts of the basement set up. I have like a shipping area. And then does it flow? Do you have your tape there? Do you have your pens there? My scales there. I also have a giant mirror that I use a black marker on to write down what my next inventory box's numbers need to be, what my sales are for the week so far. And then I also have a running tally of what my sales have been each week, just to kind of see a flow of how I'm going. Because you don't want to just look at it, micro each week. You want to have a macro view of your sales so you don't get stressed out about it, because it's going to ebb and flow, just like this week. So it's good to have all your items. I have all my shipping containers, my bags, my poly bags, all kind of in that same area. And then I did add a little 4x4 table so that I can have a separate place to fold clothes on there to ship them out. It was really hard. I have a very small table to do the shipping in, and to do all that, it was just too crowded. And then in another station, and I have measuring tape there, and then where I take my pictures, the large ones where the lights are, and hang up my stuff, I have pens, scissors, hangers, another measuring tape right there, and the lint roller. And then I have a smaller picture station so I can sit and do the smaller items. And I have measuring tape, pens, scissors, hair dryer, if I need to take off labels, tags, garbage can. So make sure your area is, in a sense, feng shui. Does it rise up to greet you and bring you joy, as Marie Kondo would say. No, is it functional? Is it that you don't have to get up every time and go pick something up and bring it over here and bring it over there? If you have to, buy another pair of scissors. Buy another measuring tape. I actually have then one more station. As I'm saying, have everything together. I'm like moving to all these stations. But, you know, it is our house. Upstairs we have a desktop computer, and that's where I do my main shipping. And as in putting my labels on. I have another measuring tape up there too. So it's okay to have multiple of these things so you have one in each spot. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you an idea. I'm planning on making a shipping tutorial at some point to kind of show you how I do my shipping a little more focused wise. So I also added another shelf in my basement area, another shelving unit, and I also then, because of that, I moved my wardrobe rack where I have some of the nicer clothes hanging about 4 inches, because it was a wardrobe rack and then my shelving up against the wall, if you see in other videos, and it was so tight that every time I had to pull off one of those tubs and bins, I have to like turn sideways. It wasn't a good flow. So making sure your workspace is a good flow area. It's tight, but it's a good flow. I did have more sales this week. I think I had 4 off and on from the end of last week to this week where people didn't pay. 2 of them I actually had to cancel the orders at the end. You know, eBay will prompt you, would you like to cancel and relist? And you don't get dinged for that if you've waited I think it's 4 days, 4 to 5 days, where, you know, eBay reminds. Usually after 3 days I say, thanks for your order. I'm ready to ship your item. Have a great day. A lot of times they'll pay as soon as they get that. And then maybe that's 2 days, or somewhere in there, whatever this time is that eBay does it, 4 to 5 days. Then I'll even send an invoice, and hopefully that will jog their memory that they purchased something. And then finally, eBay will say, would you like to cancel and relist? So that's what I do. I cancel and I relist it. And I think now you don't get dinged for that. They're still supposed to be like when someone makes an offer and you accept their offer, they're supposed to pay immediately. That has not happened yet on mine. So one of the sales last night, someone actually paid. Okay, here are the highlights with a couple added in from what sold late last night. One was this Aquaman Sub Diego comic book. It's a thicker, not a standard size comic book. I got this on my Amazon returns, brand new. I sold it for $14.99. As a reminder, I'm one of those sellers that likes to sell just about anything. I love doing those auctions. Most of the time I get my stuff for 5 cents. It's just fun. So, but also here is the so not exciting part of reselling. Ba-ding! I sold this package of Celestial Seasonings tea for $3. It's not exactly Hermes. I paid 5 cents, so I still made a profit. And, you know, those are the kind of day-to-day sales that you do to keep you going. Next was oh my gosh, now my English is going. Next thing I sold were, past tense, this lot of Hemp Babies inserts. These were a commission. And I think if I were to do these diapers again, I have a bunch of these diapers, I would probably group them together by brand and just sell them that way. Individually, not so much. So when I get around to it, I will delete those listings and then group them together. I think they'll sell better that way. So anyways, I did lump these inserts all together and sold them, and they went overseas, so that's fun. $20. Next, okay. If you're here, all 27 of you that are watching, I appreciate you. Here's my story. I had this playbill. My daughter Natalie and I got to go get, we got Lucky Seat. If you don't know what that is, go to that, luckyseat.com in your area. We got to go see Wicked for $30 each, and we ended up being in the front row in the orchestra. Oh, it was amazing. It was so cool. So I had the playbill, and I thought, I'll just throw it away. I'm like, well, I do sell stuff on eBay. Let me look it up. Sure enough, They sell, but most of them, you know, it's like $5, $6. The expensive ones were the ones, what was it, Orpheus Theater, wherever it opened, you know, with Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel, of course, you know, you'd want that playbill. So I listed it. I put it at $5.49. It sold in 2 hours. I was like, what? And then I jokingly said, I'm never throwing anything away. And of course, my husband was like terrified. I said, I'm just joking. I'm lying. No. But guys, can you believe it? I couldn't even believe it sold in 2 hours. I was shocked. The person that bought it, their name was Playbill Sam, I think. So obviously collector, or he sells them and gets more money, which is great. I'm excited. I'm excited that I didn't throw $5 in the garbage can. Would you throw $5 in the garbage can? Nope. So made me $5. Okay. Next, so I have like 2-3 more items because I didn't have very many things sell this week. As far as highlights to give you. Next was this wooden hourglass, and it swivels. It reminds me very much of like Bombay Company. If you're a little older, do you remember Bombay Company? I don't think they're in business anymore, but it had that cherry, dark wood, mahogany feel when you went to the store. I think it was online too. I thought it was a pretty cool company. So this is a commission for my friend, and it sold within like 3 days from actually getting it listed. Yeah, that's my thing. Getting stuff listed quickly is really not my strong suit. And finally, one of the fun things that sold last night was this Enel bra. In last week's video, I told you about getting shamed for charging too much. Well, bam, sold this for $47. Thank you very much. I'm not better. Gotta let it go. So anyways, that was kind of my highlights of what sold this week. Most of the items were commissions, it feels like, and the other ones were ones I picked up from my Amazon auctions. And you might have an Amazon auction place in your neighborhood. I feel like this video had lots of tips, you know, from organization to shipping to, you know, even like purchasing. But I wanted to give you another tip of the day, sort of. Write on your calendar 6 to 8 weeks, preferably 8 weeks. You could even go out 12 weeks before every major holiday. Like for instance, Valentine's coming up. So really you should have had your Valentine's items listed already. People will either shop super early or they'll shop like 2 weeks before those holidays. But if you give yourself 12 to 8 weeks to get those listed, then you'll be ready when people are casually shopping. Or if they're desperate shopping, then you'll have your items up and you're not waiting the week before. So, and then what's after that? St. Patrick's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, your summer items, start listing them in March. Now, really, you can have summer items all year round because people live in different climates or even globally. But ideally, kind of go with the flow of the season you're in if you can, and then note where the holidays are. So you're prepared for those and not scrambling. Well, I hope this video is helpful, chock full of tips. What's your favorite holiday to sell at besides Christmas? Because we all love Christmas and the sales are amazing. So I'm going to work on a shipping video and in general some tutorials. My mom suggested, thanks Mom for watching, some tutorials. And I think if this doesn't pan out, I think my mom and I are going to start a free-range reindeer farm. We could do eco-tourism, Celia. But reindeer will not be by the beach, so we might have to think of something out. Free-range dolphin tours? It's an inside joke. But anyways, have a fabulous day. Go Bengals or go Chiefs, whichever team you're rooting for. And we'll see you real soon. Adios.